Congressman. I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to participate today. According to the Homeland Security Department's numbers, more than 7,300 foreign students have left school early for various reasons, but illegally remain in the United States. More than 800,000 students in the U.S. participate in the Student and Exchange Visitor Program. Most of them come here for noble intentions. While not all would-be terrorists come to the U.S. under the guise of a student visa, we have seen examples where several have. I know everyone, well, we have examples right here. For this reason, I have long advocated for legislation, the Student Visa Security Improvement Act, which I introduced to ensure that student visas are issued to those genuinely interested in obtaining an education, and it seeks to ensure that once allowed into the country on a student visa, students are actually here to study and do not drop off the radar. So I have a couple questions here. Secretary Romatowski, to what extent does this State Department coordinate with DHS to review and screen student applications for security concerns?
Congressman, student visa applicants are screened through the same intensive process that all visa applicants are screened with some additional features. They have their fingerprints taken and screened through our biometric fingerprint systems. We also use facial recognition technology to screen those applicants. We conduct an intensive visa interview with consular officers in the local language or in English. And in addition to that, we utilize extensively the Immigration and Customs Enforcement's CVIS system to ensure that the student is attending a registered school and has in fact completed the registration process at that school. And as I mentioned in my remarks, after the visa is issued, there's a continuous vetting process of all issued visas, such that if at any time derogatory information surfaces from any source, law enforcement or intelligence, it can be promptly analyzed and the visa can be reviewed for possible revocation. So yes, we work very closely with Homeland Security and our other partner agencies on these cases.
Well, why is it then that we have 7,300 students that are here, well, former students that are here illegally in the United States? How can we help you with that issue?
I think, Congressman, that, and I obviously can't speak for them, but individuals overstay for a variety of reasons. And we are continually reviewing our processes at our posts abroad to ensure that if there is a change in the country, perhaps economic activity, an economic crisis or something of that sort, that our officers are fully aware when they make their visa adjudication decisions that there might be other factors encroaching on an individual's decision whether to comply with our immigration laws or not. We will never knowingly issue anyone who is unqualified or has intention to overstay in the United States a visa.
Are we searching for those individuals, those 7,300 that are located here in the United States? Do we have any idea where they are?
I'll defer to my Homeland Security colleagues on that one.
If I may, Congressman, ICE is working very closely with the Department of State and sharing our various databases. Currently, we have more than 10,364 institutions as a part of the SEVP program. And we follow up with the various institutions on a regular basis to determine if the students are remaining in school. So those students that certainly are out there as overstays, their names are being vetted through the various systems that we highlighted earlier in our testimony today, and they are being prioritized. And we certainly would be looking for the most egregious ones, those that pose a threat to our national security.
Thank you. For the entire panel, to what extent are some fraudulent educational institutions able to serve as visa meals and as a backdoor into the country? What tools exist or are needed to close this loophole for the entire panel?
Well, I'll start off. I think what my other panelists said was probably what we all wish for. We all hope that the information provided by the educational institutions is accurate and there is no fraud. Our work has shown, however, that that's just not the case. Sometimes information which ICE depends on to do its casework is submitted late into CVIS or not at all. The students themselves don't update the information that they have to update about their job status, so it may appear that they're still in school. There is fraud involved, Mr. Bilirakis. I think you mentioned that's what you're alluding to. Universities, there was one in the paper, I think, and I'm not saying this was fraudulent, but University of Northern Virginia that was alleged to be of the type that you're saying. So I think that we have to take more steps than we have in the past to make sure that this is as seamless as we'd like it to be. Right now it is not. There are too many inaccuracies in the data, and there are too many cases of fraud in connection with these schools. Other people taking the students' tests for them, people not checking photo IDs when they should, and so on.
Thank you. I would just like to add, Congressman, that underlines the importance of the personal interview that our officers conduct in our embassies and consulates. Because although someone may submit a fraudulent test paper, a highly trained consular officer can often note discrepancies in the interview that would open a line of inquiry and lead to the denial of that visa. In our high fraud posts, we also have fraud prevention units and fraud prevention managers, and they are dedicated to ensuring the integrity of the visa system. They investigate questionable cases and provide the results of those investigations back to the visa officers. So we take this concern very seriously, and we work closely again with Homeland Security in maintaining the integrity of the process.
Thank you. What percentage of visa applicants are interviewed personally?
Congressman, I'll have to take that question back. It varies by country, and there's no set percentage that we apply. Most first-time applicants in most countries are interviewed. Renewal applicants under certain circumstances can qualify for a waiver of that interview if they are renewing their visa in the same category within 12 months of the prior visa's expiration. So it would vary by country and by post.
If you could get that information to me, I'd really appreciate it very much.
Yes, sir.
Okay, with regard to the following up with from the question that the chairwoman asked with regard to the visa security units, I understand there are about 50 high-risk units identified by DHS and ICE and the Department of State, and there are 19 in place. Can you please provide this committee with a progress report regarding the updated MOU between DHS and State?
Certainly, sir. We would be able to provide that in writing at your request. And we do have 57 high-risk issuing posts, and 19 are fully operational at this point in time.
Okay, if you could get that to me, I really appreciate it. Thank you. I yield back, Madam Chair.
Thank the gentleman. The chair now recognizes the gentleman from South Carolina.
Thank you, Madam Chairman.